So let's talk a little bit about Kanye West, Ryan Garcia, Kate Middleton, and just many others. But the growing theme here is that there's a lot of drama that people are upset about. People are on different sides of the fence in terms of how to react to it. And especially in the Christian community, people are saying that, oh, look at this guy and judging them. He was never a Christian to begin with, or he's acting erratically, but they're not looking deeper. Some people are taking things at face value and they're reacting and they're giving, in some sense, a reasonable opinion and thought based on what they see on the outside and from what they're saying. But other people are questioning things and giving some level of skepticism, saying that there's something else going on. And so there's a common theme now around clones on MK Ultra, mind control, and so many things from people that claim to be real or they know Jesus. And just this whole situation with Kate Middleton's and this other person that looked like her caught them out in public, and just so many things is getting people in the conspiracy world, if you want to say, questioning, is this really Kate Middleton? And the same goes for after Kanye, his whole episode and everything that happened last year, coming back out, he has new teeth, he has everything. And people are just looking at this and saying, I don't think this is Kanye. Whether you believe completely in clones and just duplicating somebody, or if it's a doppelganger in the sense that it's just somebody else with the mask on, or it's the same person, but just like what the Bible says, when you get rid of a demon, then 7 more come back that's even more wicked than the first. And so I'm not saying this is the case for any of these guys. What I'm saying is that people are looking deeper. A lot of people are reacting to what's happening, but other people that want to think deeper, and again, I'm not saying that these guys are cuckoo, crazy, conspiracy people. We're living in a time, in an information age for which you can easily fabricate, control, manipulate, and say things. And so whether Ryan Garcia, for example, has a handler and he was recently trying to do a live to expose things, and then all of a sudden the other guy and some other people were abruptly cut off. And, things didn't go the way that a lot of people thought it would in terms of exposing information. And then now he's going on this different rant about the fight and just various things off topic. And then he just kind of goes back and forth. The same goes with Kanye and this whole thing with Kate Middleton. Like, who is she? This person they saw in public, and where is she? Like, there's a lot of just weirdness with everything. But the point here is that everybody's waking up. And I'm not saying any one of these things is true, but you have to think deeper. You have to start being open to the possibility that there's something more going on. So a lot of people are angry saying that, oh, you supported these people or you're backing these people. I never look at somebody and think that, oh, for the rest of their life, I support them, or their whole past, I support them. You could literally be good, acting okay in one instance, and then the very next year, you could be off. You could renounce God. You could do something that's different, or they could be led to do it. And because we don't know the full story, I don't want to be sitting here judging somebody, right? And so if a lot of people are upset and angry about that, then your level of maturity is not high, because you have to see something with a bigger openness, grace, and in mercy, and to look at somebody and saying, okay, maybe they interpreted something differently from what somebody else said. And they're looking at a story, they're looking at an instance, and they're not fully knowing what I believe I'm seeing. And another person is looking at that and saying, no, that guy is angry about something. And the other person is saying, no, he was just possessed by something. Or no, they just literally fabricated what the guy was doing, and it was baseless in some sense. So there's a lot there with regards to people and their emotions, and they're reacting differently. And so this is where God is testing a lot of us right now. He's testing us to see how are we going to respond in the midst of everything going on in the world right now, because you're being thrown and given information. You're just sitting here behind a screen on your phone, and you think you know the world and somebody's heart motive and what they're really saying. And with AI and everything going on, we don't know fully what the full story is behind something, right? And so whether they are being blackmailed, whether they're being possessed, whether they're going through something for which it's out of their control, anybody that's reacting so quickly, so immediately, thinking they know something about a situation, I would advise those people to humble themselves and ask the Lord what's really going on. Because again, people have been played all throughout the last 4, 5, 6 years on what they were told, what they were to believe. And now people are being skeptical. They're being doubtful. and they're being more cautious before they go into something, step into something, and try to understand it. So I'm not going to do a deep dive here on Kanye or Ryan Garcia, Kate Middleton. I'm not saying what's true, what isn't. I'm not going to make commentary on that. There's plenty of that on the internet right now. What I'm saying is that for those of us that are maturing and we are looking at things in a healthy, skeptical way, we're trying to figure out what is really going on. Even if we don't have all the information, that's fine. But at least we can reserve judgment. At least we can step back and say, okay, maybe there's more than meets the eye. Because again, there's something else going on behind the scenes that is coming out. Whether it's some technology, whether it's some CIA program, whether it's other things like some crazy Hollywood style mass and all this, like all the conspiracy stuff, whatever that is, I'm not closed off to the fact that there may be some kind of technology that clones cells and makes somebody without a soul, and it's almost robotic in a sense. So I'm not closed off to any of these things. And at the same time, I'm not going to believe everything just because someone's saying it. So I'm going to sit here and say, oh man, I need to do more research. I'm open, Lord, to what you are able to show me. If you're able to give me proof or evidence or whatever it is, or at least a peace in my spirit to look at something and say, okay, maybe there's something more than that. Because again, we live in 2024. Somebody that lived 100, 200 years ago, they never would have thought you could have had technology the way we have now. You can talk to somebody across the world and you can video chat them. That sounds like some demonic witch wizardry, right? So looking at that time, it looks crazy confusing, but right now it's normalized because we've lived through that. We know it's possible. So again, in 10 years, 20 years, who knows what we look back to and say, man, I thought that was a crazy conspiracy. But that MK Ultra mind control thing where they can influence you to think and say certain things and hypnotize you, maybe that's true. Maybe that's what happened. So again, I'm not defending, I'm not for anybody here. I'm just saying, let's open up our minds to the possibility that something else is happening. But don't be so gullible to believe all of these crazy things. We want to exercise discernment so that we can go out and say, man, what's really going on here? Lord, I really want to know what's going on here. I don't want to just close it off just because it sounds kooky and I can't believe it. And other people that are in that camp of cuckoo, crazy conspiracy theorists, they believe it, and I don't want to be part of that. The end goal is to believe what really is happening. I want to know the truth, and I want to figure that out. I want to find out for myself. So this is what's going on right now. So a lot of us are waking up, and we're seeing things, we're questioning things, and I don't have all the answers, guys. None of us have all the answers, but we're trying to figure it out. So again, just want to make some commentary on this. Lots going on. People are waking up. You got to wake up as well. Love you guys. Talk to you guys very soon.